Welcome back everyone to the Made by Hand Shop. I'm Bobby Sharp. On today's episode we're going to revisit the table saw stand and we are going to construct this compartment to store all of our accessories for our table saw. So all of that is going to start right now. One of the solutions for storing our blades is this sandwich of plywood, 1/2 inch, with a thin piece of plywood between the 1/2 inch pieces of plywood. So the blade will sit in like that. It just creates a slot. These are not glued together yet. It simply creates a slot. The saw blades stand up, so that will probably be mounted somewhere in here. I'm thinking of doing something similar to this with the dado stack. Okay, so that's how we're going to store the blades. Okay, to store the wrench, I've taken a piece of scrap 18 mil plywood and cut a wide dado in the back. Just wide enough that the shaft of the wrench fits in it, and it will be mounted on the back panel, and the wrench will just simply fit in like that. To store the inserts, the factory insert will be at the back, hence the very thin opening here. Again, it'll be mounted to the back panel, and this will just simply slide in the back. And then as I build more plywood inserts, those can fit in the other slots. So I thought this was a very good solution to storing the inserts. So we can put this in the base, somewhere around in the front like that. It looks like we might have enough room for another one back here, maybe. Might have to hang over a little bit, but there's room at the back. I don't think I'll have that many saw blades. Do something similar to this with my dado stack. Not quite sure yet. This would be very easy to do, to put the two saw blades and then put all the cutter knives in a section like this. Let's see what that would look like. Sit in there. We could actually probably make this vertical so it sits in there. It's a good idea. I might do that. I don't know. I'll experiment with that and see what I come up with. Here's where that corner jig comes in handy. This piece is already glued in, and I'm shooting some short brad nails in as I'm gluing these up. I'm simply holding everything, pushing it into the corner, and as I'm pushing into the corner, just shooting a short brad in there just to hold it while we're gluing the different layers together. This should keep all the edges nice and even. So just shoot one brad in, that holds it. Put another layer of glue on. This one's already glued up, so we'll just lay it right on there. Shoot a brad in. And we all know how slippery glue is, so if you can make it slip out of alignment, you can easily put it in something like this and force it to slide into alignment. It's not perfect, but it's better than doing it and trying to clamp this all in one big piece and it's sliding around. I don't know, I thought that was a pretty good tip though. Okay, I know earlier in the video I mentioned laying the backer board on the bench and laying it out, but I think it's going to be easier to show standing up. So the dado set rack will go up front, and I'm not going to permanently attach these two pieces. I'm actually just going to use some double-sided tape, and that should hold them into place. And then the saw blade, the regular saw blade, spare saw blade will go here. The insert rack will go here. It may slide back some. There's a shelf that I'm going to put up here, and so we may slide this to the back a little farther like that to miss the tray, which will go here. I think that will work better. Okay, so this will be a little farther back here. Imagine that one being right there. Let's see if that'll stay there. And then the rich, I don't access it very much. It will probably go at the end of the shelf or thereabouts, and that way I can get to it. I have to make sure, because this doesn't extend all the way out, I'll just make sure that we can pull it out, pull the drawer, the compartment all the way open, and then pull it out that way. So I'll go off camera and mount all of this and then come back. Well, I think that looks really nice. It's very compact. We got maybe another shelf we could put in here later on to put some other push sticks and different items like that in there. So I've got my stop blocks, digital angle gauge, of course the wrench, the dado set, the extra blades, and the stock insert and another insert. I really like this. I think it'll really help organize some things and get them off the walls and things of that nature. So I guess next I'll slide it back into the little cubby where it belongs, and we'll see it in action. All right, I have reinstalled the compartment. That is really nice, and these are soft close drawer slides. I have one other thing to put in here. Push block that I use. Well, I believe that's going to wrap up this episode. I hope that you have gained some ideas for your table saw in storing the different items that are required to operate your table saw. I really appreciate you watching today's episode and any other episode that you have watched in the past. I really appreciate that. And as always, be all you can be, but best of all, be sharp. Stay safe in your shop, everyone.